We'll get started. So if you would, for those joining the class later on today, you may want to have a strap, perhaps a brick, blanket can be nice, and we're going to start down on the floor, so just make sure that you've got your camera set up that you can see lying down, and we'll come down onto the ground. And of course, anything that we do in the class today that doesn't feel right for you, isn't comfortable, don't do it. Be mindful of where you're at today, how your body feels today. So we just do a little check-in while we're on the floor. If you can start with the knees bent, nice long back, arms down beside the body. Notice how the back feels in this knee bent position. It should have really good contact with the ground. And then just slide the right foot towards the right corner and then the left foot towards the left corner. And notice how we now gain a little bit of an arch in the back. And check in, is that comfortable? What's that feeling like today? Begin to take some conscious breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Expanding into the belly. And for those who are familiar with Ujjayi breath, you may want to add Ujjayi breath, that gentle contraction here in the pit of the throat. So we take a normal breath in. Very gentle contraction in the throat as we exhale, and you should hear the subtle sound of the breath. As we use that contraction on the exhale, it just lengthens out the breath. It's a little bit more calming. So make sure you're not strangling the throat with that contraction. It should be soft. Then on the next breath in, let's bring the arms up overhead, point away through the toes, out through the fingers, big stretch out. On the exhale, release the arms back down. And we'll do one more of those, breathing in. This time, pull the toes back to the shins, stretch out through the heels. And then let it all go on the exhale, arms back down. So we'll now bend both knees. Feet are about hip width, and loose, relaxed little roll side to side. Loosening up into that lower back. And then we'll roll all the way to the left, or whichever way you can see the camera. So we're going to be doing a twist. But we're starting from the left side. Now you can put a blanket, a cushion, even a brick underneath the head if you like. And this is sort of an active twist. So we start with both arms out, shoulder height. Knees just tucking in till about hip width, feet on top of each other. And then we're going to follow our top hand, the right hand. As we breathe in, take the right hand up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, release that hand all the way to the floor, if possible. If not, don't worry about it. Well, then breathe in, come back up to the ceiling. And then exhale, releasing back to the start position. So that's one round. We're going to do a couple of these. So it's inhale coming up. Relax the shoulder down as we exhale. Bring the body over. Then we breathe in back to center. Exhale back to the beginning. So we try and keep the knees together as we come up and over, moving with the breath. Breathing it back to the ceiling and then exhale over. So next one that we do, we're going to hold it now in the twist. So I'll breathe it up Relax the shoulder down, exhale, and hold it here. Now, if the arm is not comfortable or it's not touching the floor, you can just bring it a little bit lower down, or you might have to let the body move a bit more into the twist. Deep belly breaths. And then we'll inhale it back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it over. And from here, let's change sides. So if you like, just rolling all the way over to the other side. I'm flipping around just so I can face the camera. If you like that little roll under the head, set that up. Okay, so we should now have the left arm on top, both arms out shoulder height, knees tucking in. And then when you're ready, let's breathe that left arm up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bringing it over and across, seeing where we get to. Inhale back up. And exhale to the beginning. So we have another 2 of these. Nice and slow. And as we do this side, noticing if there's any difference in the sides, in the shoulders, in the chest, in the ribs.
No.
So when you come back from that last one, the next one we will hold in that position. So we'll breathe it up and exhale, release, and feel free to readjust if the shoulder's not happy. Breathe into that rib cage and chest. Let the belly expand on the breath in. Really trying to soften to the floor. Okay, next inhale, let's come back up and over and releasing out. So if you've got that support under the head, just moving that back off to the side and then rolling once more over to our backs. So hopefully you have a strap within reach. And we'll have the knees bent. So on that nice flat back again, feeling especially that sacrum, lower back on the floor. And then from this position, we'll take our strap, place it around the right ball of the foot, so just below the toes there. And maybe you can use anything as a strap. And positioning that leg just so that we've got it nice and straight. And we start to get a sense of sensation in the back of the thigh, back of the calf. And we'll keep that right leg where it is. On the exhale, extending out now through the left leg along the floor. Really reach out through the heel. And we try to keep the left heel in line with the hip joints, so not going too far out to the side. And hopefully our right knee is facing towards our right shoulder. So we'll rebend into the left leg. Take that right leg just a little closer if it will. Keeping that sacrum connected to the floor. All right, easing off with the left leg. And we'll take the left foot up into the strap, bring the right foot down to the floor with the knee bent. And just finding that comfortable position. Left leg as straight as you can. So if you're sort of bending the knee and trying to bring the leg in, back it off a little bit. Be back here is fine. As long as we start to get this sensation in the back of the leg. And if the hands get tired, just wrap the strap around the hands. So once you're comfortable with that sense of stretch in the left leg, let's, on the exhale, extend the right leg out along the floor. And hold. Focusing on the breath in and out through the nose. And then we'll slide that right foot back in, bending the knee, and taking that left leg now in a little bit more. Okay, easing off. We'll take the strap off. And then we'll take the right knee in towards the chest. Now you can either hold the behind the thigh or front of the shin, whatever's comfortable. I want a deep squeeze into the hip joint. Let's extend that left leg away. Rotate into the right foot. Circling the ankle. We'll go the other way with the foot. Okay, switching it over, left knee into chest. And we'll circle into the left foot. And the other way. All right, and then both knees into the chest, going for a little rock side to side. And then rolling all the way over. We'll come up to sit. Now, if you want to sit up on a little bit of a blanket or a cushion, you can. We'll just do a bit more warm up for the hip joints. So you don't need a lot of height. And from here, we'll keep the left leg extendable, bend the right knee. We're going to lift the foot up, just take it for a little bit of a rock, side to side. And then we'll hold with the right hand, lifting the heel up more in line with the knee, and then a little bit of forwards, backwards. So the knee's going to the outside of the ribs. All right, we'll bring that leg back down. Changing sides. So supporting the knee, holding onto the foot, and going for a rock across the body. And then changing hands, lifting that foot up a little bit higher so the heel's in line with the bent knee, and then just taking the knee behind us to the side, a little forward, a little backwards. Nice. All right, we'll bring that back down. And we'll come over onto hands and knees now. So if you want some padding down for the knees, you can set that up. And we're in our tabletop position. So hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, keep the elbows nice and soft. And we'll go into our cat-cow roll. So breathing in, lifting the sit bones, it'll dip through the back, gaze forwards. And then on the exhale, tailbone down, navel in, release the head. We'll just roll with the breath. One more time. And then we'll come back to a neutral position. All right, so we'll step the right foot forwards, coming into a lunge. And we want to have the ability to move the hips forwards. So rather than keeping the hip directly over that back left knee, I want to make sure that I can bring the hip forwards from that, but at the same time, also keep this knee pretty much over the ankle or a little bit behind the spine. So look, we'll come upright with the body. And then from this position, just hands on top of the pelvis. And think of drawing that right hip back a little bit as we extend down, and should feel that thigh opening, hip flexor opening. Draw the shoulders down and back, lift the sternum. Breathe into that open chest. So we're going to take the arms out wide. And then from here, you've got the choice of eagle arms or a hug. So we're going to bring the right arm underneath. Now you can hold it here. I've got the hug position, or if it works, I don't do a very beautiful eagle, but you can intertwine the arms, palms together. So whatever works. But we want to open up the back of the body and then start to lean forward. So elbows will come on the inside of that right knee. So I want to feel that whole back opening up. We breathe into the open back. And then we'll inhale, lift the head, chest back up, release the arms, and we'll step back out. So right foot coming back, and we'll come into a child pose. Big toes touching, hips back towards the heels, little fold forwards. And then inhaling back to hands. Hands and knees. And we'll step our left foot now up to the front. And checking that we can move the hips forwards, get that nice positioning, knee over ankle. And then we'll bring the body upright. So hands on top of the hips. And just a little movement of the left hip moving back so we sink a little bit more into that right side. Shoulders going back, sternum lifted, chin up. Breathe to the open chest. And then let's take the arms out wide. So this time it will be left arm underneath the right arm. So you can go for the big hug or the intertwine of the hands into eagle arms. And then we start to lean forwards. So opening up into the back of the body. Nice big breaths into the back shoulders, lower back. And then next breath in, we'll lift the head, lift the chest, release the arms, and then stepping back. And once more into our child. If you like, you can go a little wider with the knees, working child with the arms extended forwards. Or you can support the head, whatever's comfy. And inhaling, bring the knees back in if they were out wide. And we're coming into an upright kneeling position. You may want to have a brick, and we're doing Paradasana or gate pose. So a little bit of padding under the knees can be nice. We're going to have the brick on the left side, but it's optional, you might not need it. We'll take the right foot out to the side. And we want to get the right heel in line with the bottom knee. Kneecap pointing towards the ceiling. And we have the right hand resting on that straight leg. So let's inhale up through the left arm. And as we exhale, start to lean over to that straight leg, the right leg. So we should be getting a stretch through the left side of the body. Right hand to right leg, which is the straight leg. And then we'll bring it back to the center.
Oh, that's the wrong way.
Well, you might want to mute yourself, Christine. Exhale over.
I wasn't getting a stretch.
So you can rest on the brick, you can put your fingertips on the floor, whatever works. And then let's inhale, come all the way back up. And we'll change sides. So we can bring that right leg in. If you like the brick, bring it over. Left foot out. All right, so left hand to straight leg, which is the left leg. We're going to inhale, take the right arm up. We should be getting a stretch on the right side. Exhale, a little lean over. So we've got the kneecap pointing up towards the ceiling. Big opening through this side of the body. And then we'll inhale back to center. So I'm going to continue over to the other side. Option of the brick, you can change the height or fingertips to floor. And then taking that left arm over and opening up all through the left side. Nice straight line there.
Hold on, I'm getting all confused here.
So
that's
Christine,
the right one.
This is being recorded.
Right.
Your voice is going
Okay.
to be on the recording. All right, let's bring ourselves all the way back up.
I've got to do one.
So, all right. So coming back to our kneeling position, and if you do have a block, just taking that off to the side. We're now going to turn around for Svanasana, downward dog. So we want to get the hands and the feet on the same surface. This time, hands a little bit more in front of the shoulders. At least shoulder width wide. So we'll tuck both toes under. Inhale, take the hips up nice and high, easing back. We'll do a little bit of a walkout, alternating, bending one knee then the other. And then easing back through both heels, head relaxed between the upper arms. Bring up the kneecaps, the thigh muscles. Breathing into the belly. And then both knees back to floor, coming into whichever rest position you find the most comfortable. Into our child. This is good for weight bearing through the arms. And we'll be coming back into that position and stepping forwards into a lunge. So let's come back up, tuck the toes, inhale, hips high, exhale, easing back. And it will be the right foot stepping up first. So take the gaze to the hands, inhale, lift the right leg all the way up, and then exhale, let's see if we can bring it through into a nice long lunge. And if it doesn't quite make it, pick it up, move it, whatever you've got to do. So from here, take the gaze past the edge of your mat, and then let's take the hands off the floor and bring them behind. Stay low. So I'm reaching out through my back heel and out through the crown of the head. And then we'll take the hands back down to the ground. Big step back to our downward dog. And then we'll move to the other side. So taking the left leg up into the air, take the gaze forwards. On the exhale, swing it through into our long lunge. Readjust the feet if you need to. And then rather than looking straight down, I'm going to look past the edge of the mat. And then see if we can take the hands off the floor, reaching behind us. Nice open chest. We'll bring the hands back down. Big step back to our downward dog. And then we'll be moving into what we call forearm plank. So coming forwards and then bringing the forearms to the ground. And if you can, straight line through the body here, shoulders stacked over elbows, reach back through the heels, look to the thumbs. If it's a bit much, you can do half with knees on the floor. And keep breathing. And of course, if you have to come down to the floor. If you can hold just a little bit longer. And all the way down to the ground. Well done. So if you need to readjust your cameras here, or your laptop or whatever, we're on the floor. We'll do some back strength. And if you like a little bit of padding underneath your hips, again, a blanket can be quite nice. All right. Figure about hip width. And from here, we're going to stack the right hand on top. And we're doing a little twist. I'll show you on my left side. Basically, the cheek, left cheek will rest on the right hand. So we're looking to our right elbow. And we're going to keep that connection with the hands and the cheek. As we breathe in, we just lift the right elbow up and over to the side. As we exhale, we come back down. So that's it. That's a simple movement, but we're going to do it slow, and I want you to observe what muscles get engaged in the back and in the legs as we do this exercise. So you should have right hand on top of left, and left cheek is resting on that hand. We're looking to the right elbow. And then as we breathe in, slow movement, just start to use the back muscles to lift up through that right side without you pressing strongly through the legs. We're going to exhale, slowly come back down. We try and make the movement as smooth as possible. So breathing in, lifting up, little pause, and then on the exhale, slowly back down. Notice what you do with your right leg when we lift up one more time. Does it tense up? And we're going to come back down. Okay, so we'll switch sides. Other hand, left hand on top. We're going to turn the head, looking down the left elbow. And then when you're ready, breathing in, lifting the left side up. And exhale, slowly back down. Noticing, what do you do with your legs and your buttocks? Again, inhale up. Exhale back down. Is there any jerkiness in the movements? We've got one more to go, breathing in. And release. All right, relax for a moment, head to center. So we're doing a similar thing, but now we're going to be lifting the opposite leg. So if we can come back to right hand on top of left, left cheek, connecting, and then we're looking down the right arm. So we're going to lift the left leg and the right arm. So let's breathe in and lifting up. And as we exhale, lowering both back down. So when we breathe in and lift up, notice again, how does this feel different from the first one? Is it easier or harder? Do you get more lift when we add the leg? And release. All right, so we've got 3 on the other side. We're going to switch the hands, turn, look down the left arm, and this time we'll be lifting the right leg. So on the breath in, lifting left arm, right leg, just noticing if it's easier on this side or not. Should be on the last one, coming down. And again, relax. If you want to bring the arms down beside the body, head turned off, you can. If you like the head supported on the hands, that's fine as well. So the body likes working opposites. When we lift the leg to the opposite shoulder, it should hopefully feel easier. Okay, so now we'll come into what we call snake pose. And this is utilizing all the back muscles. So we start with the arms beside the body, forehead to floor. And with the intention is just to lift everything up. So if you've got a sensitive back, don't overdo it. As we inhale, lift the head, chest, arms, and legs. Come into a height where it's comfortable to breathe and hold for a moment. So really good exercise for the back core muscles. Next exhale, we'll slowly come back down. If you want, you can turn the head to the side. Big breath in, slow breath out. And then we'll come back, we'll do that one again. So head to center. Inhaling, lifting up, nice and strong. And then exhale, gently release. Maybe turn the head the other way. So we'll come back to our child pose. Let's push up and back, hips towards the heels if you can. Just creating space in the back there. And then the next breath, we'll come back to hands and knees. We'll curl the toes. And we're going to be rolling back onto the heels. If you've got something on your mat there, you may want to shift that off at the same time. So we're in a forward bend. Knees are nice and soft. If you want to readjust your cameras for standing positions, we're going to head up to stand. So let's inhale, sweep it all the way up, and exhale down to the heart. Okay, readjust the tights if you need to. And from here, we'll position the feet hip width for chair pose. So we want to start to bend the knees and then sit back with the buttocks and then reaching out with the arms. Relax the shoulders back. So let's bring the hands sort of centered, palms touching just in front of the heart there. And we're going to add a little twist while we're here. So let's take a breath in. And then exhale, release the right arm behind, taking the gaze with it, keeping the legs as they are. And then breathing, come back to center. Inhale, exhale, over to the left. And then back to center. Okay, let's go back to the right side, keeping the legs as they are if you can. And come back. Over to the left. Back to center. Hands to the heart. Bring them all the way in, thumbs touching onto the sternum. And then pushing all the way back up. And relax. All right. So from here, we'll move into dancer pose. You can use a wall for balance or a chair or couch if you've got something nearby. It's a good little quad stretch just to start off with. So I'm going to balance on my right foot, and then we reach around, we take hold of the left foot. So if you want, you can have the right hand supporting on the wall, etc. So we're hoping to keep that left knee pointing to the floor. Let's breathe up that right arm, just as nice and open. And then you have the option of beginning to push that left foot away as we move into the dancer. So keep your gaze steady on one point. Keep breathing. And keep pushing the foot up towards the ceiling. Next breath in, we'll come back up. Release the foot. Okay. Now we'll change sides. So I might have a little bit of trouble getting hold of my foot on this side. We're going to grab hold of the right foot. Almost. And we're looking for that nice little quad stretch. And then when you're ready, standing up the left arm. So fixing the gaze on one point. And then if you like, start to push that right foot away, reaching out. Steady breath, steady gaze. And when you're ready, calming back up and letting go. All right, we'll go for a nice little swing. So knees are soft, arms relaxed. And then back to our center. Now we'll go wide on the mats for triangle pose. So we're going to have both feet roughly in line, right foot turned out 90 degrees, back heel just pushing away a little bit more, so there's an angle on the foot there. All right, and we really want to draw up this right thigh into the hip joint. So I'm going to pull the right thigh back as I lean over the right leg, trying to keep the chest rotated, and then we can slide that right hand down the shin. And if it's comfortable, take the left arm up, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Try not to put too much weight in the bottom hand. It's just lightly resting. And then breathing all the way up, nice and strong. Come out. And let's pivot the feet over to the left. So a little turn on that back foot. And then think of this left thigh pulling up into the hip joint as I start to lean over the left side. I'll let the hand trace down to the shin somewhere. And once you're happy with your position, reaching up through that right arm, if it's comfortable. So both legs are straight. This is Trikonasana, triangle pose. Not too much weight on this bottom hand if you can help it. And then inhale all the way up. We'll bring the arms down, step the feet back in. We'll shake off. Now, next pose is adding a twist to that. So you may want to use a brick for this one. We're going to do the right foot first, so I might come around this way, so I'll twist towards you. And we've got a bit of the hip width distance in the feet now. So I've got my right foot on the right side of the mat, left foot a little bit more over to the left. And we're facing the short end. So if we bring the hands onto the pelvis here, I'm trying to ease back the right hip and the left hip's moving forwards. And I'm trying to keep both legs straight. All right, so let's inhale out the left arm. And as we exhale, try and touch the wall in front. When you can't reach any further, then you can bring the hand down, either to the floor, to the brick, to your own leg, whatever's comfortable. Then we breathe in, we lift the head, lift the chest. And as we exhale, we're going to turn and rotate to our right. Now, depending on how much rotation you've got in the body, you might be able to take the arm up. You can see mine's leaning forwards a bit. The shoulder's not happy. So I'm going to leave the hand on the hip and trying to ease just the shoulder back. We breathe into the belly. Now to come out, we'll bring that top arm back down, turn to the floor. And you can bend the front knee to push back out. And then we'll step out. Okay, that's one side. So it's quite strong, that pose. We'll take our left foot forwards. If you like the brick, set it up. Make sure you've got width between the heels, that they're not in line. And then ease this left hip back, relax the right side forwards. Inhaling out right arm. And exhale, trying to touch the wall in front. So we go for lots of length, and we can bring the hand down wherever it's happy to rest. We need a little bit of height to inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, exhale, turn to the left. And then if it feels okay, you can take that left arm up. But if it doesn't, just keep it here on the hip and try and bring the shoulder back instead. Breathe into the belly. You can smile as well. Add that little extra to the pose. And then top arm back down. Look back to the floor. Bend the front knee. Inhale out. And stepping out. All right. So now we'll go lengthways on our mat again. We'll take the feet out nice and wide. And we're going into a forward bend from here. So if you do struggle to reach the floor, again, a brick or a support can be handy. We want to fold from our hip creases. So if we can start with the index fingers just in that hip crease area. As we fold forwards, the index fingers should be sinking back into the body. And then we can then trace the hands down the legs, and then perhaps to the floor, or if you like, onto a support is an option. So I don't mind if you have fingertips, fists, knuckles, whatever works for you. The feet are parallel, and we're lifting the sit bones up away from the heels. Now, depending on how this feels, you could start to deepen that forward bend and take the head below the heart. But if you prefer to keep the head in line with the heart, staying up with straight arms. Otherwise, just looking down between the legs. Steady breath. So once we've got that head below the heart, this is considered an inversion. So it's important to keep breathing. Next breath in. Start to lift the head, lift the chest. Trying to bring the head in line with the hips now. And we'll move into a squat position. So we're going to turn the heels in and bend the knees. Just so the knees are lined up over the ankles. We can rest arms on the thighs. So nice easy squat, not too deep. Maybe go for a little roll, rock, whatever feels good down here. This is the last of our standing poses. We're going to make our way down onto the ground. And we'll come into our child pose once more. So whichever one you find the most comfortable. And then coming up and over onto our back. So we're going to finish off with one more twist for our posture work. So for this twist, we'll cross the left leg over the right leg. It's just a relaxed cross. Arms out, about shoulder height, no higher. And then just a little rotation through the hips. So I'm going to lift up, turn the hips on the spot, and then relax both legs to the right. So you can either keep the head looking to the ceiling, or you can turn, look down the left arm. Trying to really soften and relax with each exhalation. And then we'll breathe in back to center. Uncross the legs, realign the back. Right leg over left. Little rotation with the hips on the spot. And on your exhale, releasing the legs to the left. Focusing on each breath in and out. Next breath in, we'll come back out. Uncross the legs, realign the back. If you like, you can keep the knees bent for the moment. We'll put the hands just either side of the belly button there. Elbows resting on the floor. And a couple of conscious expanding breaths into the belly. And full exhalation. Perhaps adding that ujjayi breath, that gentle contraction at the throat on the exhale. So ujjayi breath can be quite a nice calming breath. Providing we don't overforce it. One last breath. And then if your back feels like it wants a little bit more of a massage, once on knees to chest, perhaps little circles this time on the lower back, do big or little ones. And then back in the other direction. And we'll get ready for relaxation. So set yourself up comfortably, either knees bent, maybe put something underneath the knees, or perhaps legs up on the couch. That's always a really lovely option. And something warm over yourself. So the relaxation we'll do is the Yoga Nidra, which is the rotation of the mind through the different parts of the body. Just taking your awareness to those parts of the body. Just initially feeling your position. Is it in balance? Does the right side match the left side? If something doesn't feel right, you've got to scratch, tickle, deal with that. Get it out of your system and then find some stillness. Start to become aware of the sounds around you. Be aware of the smallest background sounds. And expand your hearing out to the furthest sound that you can be aware of. What's outside the building? And then drawing your sense of hearing closer in towards your body. Listening to the sound of your breath. And then perhaps making a resolve or an intention for yourself. So something that you would like to achieve for yourself, whether it's along the lines of self-improvement, patience, health, peace, whatever it is you need. Just say to yourself 3 times, I am, whatever that might be. And then taking the awareness down to the right hand thumb. So feeling the thumb, resisting the urge to move. And as I name each point of the body, repeat it mentally to yourself as you take the awareness there. So we have right hand thumb, then the second finger, third, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, right thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, fifth. Now feel the left hand thumb, the second finger, third, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, left thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, fifth. Feel both feet together, both ankles, calves, knees, thighs, buttocks, lower back, middle back, upper back, the whole spine, shoulder blades, shoulders, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, navel, abdomen, groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, both legs together, The whole right arm, whole left arm, both arms together. Whole of the back, whole of the front, whole of the head together. Legs, arms, back, front, and head together. The whole body together. Awareness of the whole body. An awareness of the body relaxed, calm, and still. Whole body relaxed. Awareness of the whole body relaxed. Then moving the awareness to the breath. Following the breath in through the tip of the nose, down to the lungs. Following the warm air back from the lungs, out through the nose. And as you focus on each breath, start to count each breath backwards from 27 down to 1. There'll be 27 breathing in, 27 breathing out, and 26 breathing in, 26 breathing out. If at any time you lose the count or you get to 1, begin again at 27. Total awareness on the breath. And then letting go of the counting of the breath. Feeling the whole body connected to the floor. Feeling the body lying dormant and still. A sense of being contained, enclosed. And then without moving, have a sense of the body now feeling expanded. Awareness of not just the physical body, but the energy that surrounds your body. And expanding that energy. Have a sense of shedding any constraints like anxiety or fear. Letting all of that go. so that your energy body can expand, creating a sense of joy, harmony, peace. Now bringing awareness back to the contact points of yourself and the ground, feeling where the back of the head touches the ground, the shoulders, the ribs, the buttocks, backs of the legs, the feet. Aware of the room that you're lying in. Picturing the walls, the ceiling, and listening to the sounds in your room, outside the room. As you draw a deeper breath through the nostrils into the lungs, expanding the chest. And as you continue to breathe in that bit deeper, adding movement now into the fingers, into the toes. Gently waking the body up. Stretching it out. Maybe a nice big sigh. And when you're ready, rolling over to one side. And this week's quote is from Sadhguru, who says, whatever happens, the question is, are you becoming a better human being, more stable, more joyful, more clear within yourself? At times it may not feel like that. There's always ups and downs, but hopefully we're on a path of self-improvement. So namaste. Enjoy.